I'm going to show you how to use the Moon Play Moon Journal Moon Journaling pages. Hey there, I'm Athena. Welcome to my channel. I am the creator of Moon and Craft and the Moon Play Moon Journal, and I am doing a series on how to use all of these pages in this awesome journal. Today's video is all about the moon journaling pages, and I know that there are so many moon journals out there that you can choose from, but this one is really self-guided. It's there, there's no prompts really. You are tuning into yourself and the wisdom that the moon is sharing with you. And it's very prompt light. So let's dive into it. So what we have here is, if you buy the physical version, you'll have these pages that are, say, the moon phases and families. And it will show all of the new moons, the sign that they're in, and then underneath it shows first quarter, full moon, and third quarter. And the moon family, I have a whole blog about it. If you don't know what a moon family is, really check it out because it is the coolest thing to see your life developing over 36 months. So this little printable comes in the Moon Play Moon Journal in all three options. You could just print it out, trim it in half. It's 8.5 by 11 or US letter size. And then you can trim it and then bind it however you want. I prefer disc bound personally. See, it's just so easy to use and maneuver around. That's the beginning of this section of the moon. And there's a blank journaling page. When you print it out, you'll need 2 sheets for each moon phase, or every month, really, every lunar month. And you'll get your new moon, your first quarter, your full moon, and then your third quarter. I have it set up so that if you buy either just the moon only bundle or the Aspire bundle, you can choose if you want to do just new moon and full moon, which is how I started my journey. It was not as detailed as this because I didn't know about the lunar gestation cycle. If you don't know what the lunar gestation cycle is, visit my blog. I have a whole blog about it. It is the coolest moon cycle. I love to use it for creative projects. But you have the choice. You can do all 4 phases, or you can just do the 2. And I'm just going to show you how I would go through it in my moon ritual here. So I have it set up so that you do your documentation, for lack of a better word, your data collection, and then you can journal here. I am not an avid journaler, so I really only journal for like 1 page. Sometimes like I finish here and that's it. I just journal a sense of how I'm feeling about the oracle reading that I did. So I'm going to walk you through it. So you have your date, what sign the moon is in, first quarter, full moon, 3 quarter. That's where this cool little ephemeris can come in handy. It tells you what sign and the degree, and then the subsequent for moon family. And then you can write in your activations and then what themes are showing up right now. There's that's your only prompt you get on this page. Generally during new moon, seeds are being planted. They are being planted by you. They're being planted by the universe. And so I like to kind of just sit and wait to see what is kind of being planted. So I won't say like, I am intending this. I'll just notice what's showing up, and I'll do that usually with bullets. So our next new moon is January 11th, 24. And then go back to my little handy dandy sheet. 111, it's at 4:57 a.m., 20 degrees Capricorn. So it's a new moon in Capricorn, 20 degrees. So I'll just write that. And then the first quarter moon is right below it. First quarter moon, 10:10, 24 Cap, and I think it's 17 degrees. So it's about 3 degrees off of where the new moon is. And then the full moon is 7:10, 25. So if you're noticing, these are 9 months apart, these dates. It's just like our human gestation cycle. It was discovered by Dietrich Pessin, and it's actually now in all of the Solar Fire software. And you can buy her book, and the ephemeris is back there, or you can buy my ephemeris on my website. It's structured like this, so it's a little bit easier to use. All right, 4/10/26. This whole journal is developed and structured to track the lunar gestation cycle. And I have a whole blog about that on my website as well. You can set up your goals and your plans around the whole lunar gestation cycle. And it's really, really cool. Every 9 months, something occurs, and the end of the cycle will be 9 months from April 10th, 2026. It will be around January 11th, 2027. So exactly 3 years later, we start a whole new cycle in this degree, around this degree, this moon family degree of Capricorn. So activations. This is if you're an astrologer, or if you know anything about your chart. My Capricorn house is the second house, so I always write which house. And then I have an app called Time Passages on my phone, and it tells me what is being activated by the moon. You write down all the activations just for future reference. I feel like you can never have too much data. The only prompt I have for you for the new moon is what themes are showing up now. I will bullet this. And sometimes I'll just journal a little bit, just kind of like WTF, what's going on right now. Generally new moon time, I don't feel that. I just feel kind of like this very like open, spacious, quiet place. That's what I feel at new moons. And then I will pull oracle cards. And while I shuffle, I ask, what do I need to know about this cycle? And then I'll write those down here. And then, so I'll write, the name of the card. And then I'll write the keywords here. This summarizes the reading for me. And then I have a space for intentions. What I do is I just kind of take like the idea of what's happening here and this, and I just kind of like, I take them both, and I put my intentions down for the next month only. And then I have space for the full cycle. Then I will, I'll write post, oracle, musings, and then I'll put the date that I do the ritual, because sometimes I don't do it right on the new moon. Sometimes I do it the next day. And if the new moon happens in the middle of the night or late after like 6 p.m., I won't do it till the next day. When the first quarter moon comes, I do this awesome fun thing. So this is where the data gets crazy. So we go to our first quarter moon page, and we look, the next first quarter moon will be 117. So I'll put 117, 24. It will be in the sign of Aries. And it will be at 27 degrees. And then the new moon happened. Oh, new moon was an eclipse. So I'll write that. Eclipse, April 20th, 2023, and then 29 degrees Aries. Do you remember that eclipse? It was so intense. Oh my goodness. So that'll be interesting to feel that first quarter moon. My moon phase, my natal moon phase, is first quarter moon, slightly after. So I think I'm gonna feel it, especially because it's Aries and fiery. So then you write 1017. So here's how I do it. There's a space to write down your new moon, and then what needs to be tweaked. First quarter moon is a decision point in the cycle. It's a time when in spring we start to, all the intentions we set in Capricorn season, we start to revise when Aries season comes around. I think they're more aligned by then, and I think I really like first and third quarter moons, and I think that's why I added this to it, because first quarter moon, you're revising what's going on and what happened. And so what I'll do is I'll take my old planner and I'll go to 418. I'll go to 418. So here's 419. So I'll go here. I'll look 2 days before, and I marked that it was new moon. So it's from the ephemeris at the back of Lunar Shadows 3. And so this is based on universal time. And this one, it happened actually on the 19th, not the 20th, because we're here in Mountain Time, we're 7 hours behind. So I go here and I look at, okay, what was happening? What were my, this is old, challenges and lessons, inspiration, things that made me smile. My gratitude list was a little small at that time. I go through and I look at this. Okay, so I see what was going on. I see what dreams I was having. I see all of these things. And then I'll take this information and I'll go to my moon page, the dates. So this is going to be the day, and of course it doesn't match up because this is the universal time, but the degree matches up, 27 degrees, and then 10/7, 17, excuse me, and then July 18. So it activates my 4th and 5th house. Like I said, it's depends on what part of fortune. I wrote that last time too. What themes are emerging in my life? And so it tells me what was going on. I didn't pull, like I left myself a note, not pulling cards due to my altar falling on my lap this morning. The card facing up is mending. Oh, okay. Time to set myself free and forgive. So I didn't pull a card, but the universe gave me a sign by knocking my entire altar table down on my lap. I didn't set intentions because my mentor advises against it. What needs to be tweaked? I will talk about. Well, I need a different job. And, so I'll write down all of those things I wrote down here on the new moon from that moon ritual. And then I'll write what needs to be tweaked. I'll pull 2 cards. And then here, we'll zoom in a little bit. You can see it's adjusting. What's adjusting? So I'll adjust my intentions based on the month, and then I'll adjust the intentions based on that last ritual from the new moon. It's the same thing for the full moon, except you now have a box for bullets for new moon and first quarter, and then what has manifested, and that's what's showing up. A lot of people talk about the full moon as a release, and it is a release, but it's not energetically. It's a release of, it's kind of a reveal. So I used to do burlesque, and when people would remove an article of clothing, even if it was just a glove, the costume had changed. Like the whole illusion changed. And so it was a big deal. And that's what burlesque was about, was like revealing every single little thing. And so I kind of approach the moon phases like that, as the moon is revealing information to the story from the new moon to the first quarter moon to the full moon. And then you start to release some of those things. When the moon is dark, that's when you release the things back into the soil for compost, so that you can set new intentions and grow your next thing. So I say what's manifested. I also write down if anything else is revealing itself based on the story that we saw from 18 months ago, and also this month, but generally I pay attention to the longer one. And then there's celebrating. What am I celebrating? So I talk about the gratitude here, and I talk about the gratitude I'm going to feel at the end of this in 18 months. And then I journal here. And then at the end of the month, the 3/4 moon, but I do the same thing at the top, bullets for those 3 things. And then what am I letting go of? This is when we're supposed to release. We're supposed to compost things. We're supposed to send the energy back to the universe to release, to help us grow. And that's the energy of the 3rd quarter moon. It's another choice point. So that's why I added the 1st quarter and the 3rd quarter moon into my rituals, is because these are the active times. These are the times where they are the most uncomfortable, because you have to make a choice. The universe is presenting you with a choice. And the 3rd quarter moon, we get to choose, what am I taking into the next moon cycle? And so then I pull my oracle cards, and then again at the bottom, what am I releasing? What am I releasing for the month? And when I do this, I look back. What was my first intention at the new moon? What did I intend? And then what did I adjust it to? What did I celebrate at the full moon? And then what can I release? That's how I use this little quadrant just for the last 30 days. And this is for that cycle that started 27 months ago. And then I journal. And then the cycle repeats, and then we keep going. And that's how the pages are all set up. And I just love this. This is my 3rd quarter moon. We started the year with 3rd quarter moon. And this is how much I write. And that's enough. That's like, this was a lot. 3rd quarter moon has a lot more writing than new moons for me. And so that's it. That's my moon section. And I keep a little bookmark here for the next one. And I keep changing it out. And that's my moon section of the Moonplay Moon Journal. So I appreciate you watching this whole thing. If you watched the whole thing, if you don't already have one, please go and get your Moonplay Moon Journal. This is handmade by me. I print everything, cut it all out, and punch it manually. And I just love this thing. It just feels like such a beautiful sacred object. The ones for sale will be slightly different because this is a repurposed file folder. So you can buy the physical version soon, and if you can't wait for that, you can download all of these pages and print them yourself and trim them yourself. it's a little bit of work, but it's so worth it when you get this in your hand, and it's just like, I don't know. I love it so much. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to sign up for my emails so you know when the Moon Journal releases in the physical edition. I'll see you next time. Bye.